Hello everyone, welcome back to Learning with JD. I know it's been some time that we haven't spoken about the PMP and the CAPM examination, and with regards to the PMBOK 7th edition, which has come up, we haven't spoken about that. So, what we are going to do is that we are going to start this new series where we are going to focus purely on the PMP examination preparation on the basis of the PMBOK guide, the 7th edition. Right. So, if you can see, this is my copy of the PMBOK guide. You can get your copy as well on the PMI website. We will start this by talking about what are the main changes that has happened in respect to the 6th edition and the 7th edition. I know there has been some changes. I have gone through them. If you see from the last 3 decades, PMI has always worked towards improving the PMBOK guide in consensus to the change in the industry, in the market, the ever increasing demand has been managed by PMI very well from so many years. So what we are going to do is that we know that a lot of things have changed from the 6th edition to the 7th edition. From last many years, we saw that only few changes were happening in terms of either it was a change in the knowledge area or the process groups, but this time it has been a very major change, right? So let's begin, and I think there are a couple of aspects that I want to talk about here. You can see the screen right now, which talks about the key changes that have happened from the 6th edition to the 7th edition. So the very first thing that has changed here is the focus shift, right? Uh, Always from a PMBOK perspective, we were always talking about the processes based approach. To now, it is being changed to a principle based approach. In the 6th edition, the focus was mainly on the processes, the inputs, the outputs, the tools and techniques, right? We were all working on the ITTOs, etc. It was a very linear approach. However, in the 7th edition, the focus is now on the principles and the outcomes. This is actually providing a more flexible, a more value driven system, right? We all know that how does it work in our current scenario. Even in our offices, most of the places agile is a thing. Gone are the days where people are talking about waterfall model. It is now more about, it's not about how do we want to do, which is the step by step. The more focus now is on why should we do it and what is it needed to deliver the value. The second important change that has happened in the 7th edition now is the introduction of the 12 project management principles. The 7th edition is built on the 12 principles that guide behavior and decision making, which was not there before, right? So now that is another important change which has come up. If you see, this is where it was talking, this is what I'm talking about. These are the these are the 12 um, project management principles that have been introduced, and we will be talking about each of them in the coming videos. The third important change thing that has happened in the change that has happened in the 7th edition is that the 6th edition had 10 knowledge areas, right? We knew about integration, scope, schedule. You can see here what is mentioned here, right? Now the 7th edition has replaced them with the 8 performance domains, right? Now this is not going to be on the basis that first things first and it is not taken into consideration about the other stuff. Now everything will be looked at a holistic view, whether it's a stakeholder, whether it's a planning team, delivery, etc. This is all on the basis of the performance, right? Coming to the fourth point, this was also a part of the 6th edition, but was in a very limited manner, which is the tailoring considerations, right? We spoke about tailoring consideration in the 6th edition as well. In the 7th edition, more emphasis has been given to tailoring the approach based on the context, whether it's industry size, complexity, methodology, whether it's agile, hybrid, predictive, everything will now be based on the approach as to what is to be given for a particular industry. That is the fourth part, which is now being changed. Another thing here is that a lot of emphasis has been given on the value delivery, right? The projects are seen as a part of the system for value delivery. In the seventh edition, this aligns more closely with agile, lean, and system thinking, focusing on customer and business outcomes. Finally, what again, what we spoke about, that why is this needed? Not from the perspective of how do we need to do it, the models and the methods and the artifacts, that section also has been now been described and is a very and will have a very helpful repository that will help the modules, the methods, and the artifacts rather than just prescribing them. Seventh edition is actually introducing the entire repository for that, right? And yeah, so this is now going to be very crisp. Agile is the way forward. Sixth edition was actually a 600 pager document. I see another major change here that seventh edition is just around 250 pages, allowing more freedom and adaptability in applying project management concepts, right? So, more or less, these are the key things which have changed. In the coming videos, we are going to talk about, we will start our course and we will talk about all of these aspects in much detail. We will catch up again. Till then, keep preparing, keep studying, and we will meet up again. Till then, take care. Bye bye.